overarching investing principle is that it's always a great time to buy a great property. But when people don't know how to read the market, they don't know what the time is. And if they don't know how to do due diligence, they don't know what a good property is. So then people fall back on speculating about whether prices can continue to go up. And the short answer is that in Australia, there is a floor under real estate prices caused by immigration. We simply don't have enough places for everyone to live in the house that they want, particularly to own it. And so therefore, there's pressure for rents to keep going up because vacancies are very low. And then what I suspect is going to happen is if and when interest rates start going down again, then people will move out of the rental market into the ownership market, and that will cause property prices to kick on again. And it's already happening in markets like Adelaide and in Perth and Brisbane, which are the strongest markets at the moment in Australia. It's just that the larger markets, Sydney, although it's still going up, not going up by as much, and Melbourne, where things are a bit dire because the government found a way to put a wet blanket on the real estate with its taxation policy. But the short answer is, for anyone listening to this, what they're really asking themselves, am I going to lose money by investing in real estate? Am I going to buy something that is worth half of what I pay for it in a year's time or 2 years' time or 3 years' time? I wrote that first book, 0 to 130, just to try and help people understand how some washed up accountant got out of doing accounting and used the power of positive cash flow property to forge a life where I didn't have to sell my time for money anymore. And then I was happy to run events and to teach people about the way that I approach real estate investing, but I'd never wanted to make a career out of it. And when I got to the point where I burnt out because I didn't want to do it anymore, I didn't need to do it for the money, so I concentrated on other things. Now, some market commentators like to attract attention to themselves by continuing to prophesy about a market crash. Eventually, they'll be right because a broken watch tells the right time twice a day, as we know. But in the meantime, while people keep forecasting prices are going to crash, and they don't, people price themselves out of the market. So to summarize what I've just said, it's always a great time to buy a great property. If you can invest in the skills as an investor to be able to read the market and be able to read the property in the market, then it doesn't really matter what happens to property prices, going up or going down, you can still make money in the market. And that's what I'm big on, is people equipping themselves through education and training on how to make better investing decisions.